We have just read and sung along to the story Cows in the Kitchen. That story is so silly. Lots of animals in a farmer's house is definitely not where the animals belong. So we're going to take a look at this response page, page 229. If you have not already done so, please get this page out and write your name and number at the top. You can also practice writing the date. So in our story, Cows in the Kitchen, we heard about so many different kinds of animals who had gone into the farmer's house. I want you, before we start, I want you to think about, why is that something silly for animals to do? What kind of problems could they have caused by entering the farmer's house? When I think about that, I think that animals can be stinky and dirty sometimes. Also, they don't know how to use the toilet like you and I do, so if they need to go to the bathroom, they probably would just do it all over the floor. Ugh, that sounds so gross. Well, through most of the story, Tom Farmer was snoozing, which is why all of the animals were able to get into the house and cause all kinds of problems. By the time Tom Farmer finally shooed them away, his whole house was wrecked. Well, we're going to take a look at some pictures of animals, and we're going to think about which pictures are what animals are really like, and which pictures show something silly that cows, pigs, ducks, and chickens wouldn't actually do in real life. So go ahead and put your finger on number 1. We're going to look at the pictures of cows first. I see in one picture, I see a cow eating grass. I see that the cow is standing on all 4 of his legs, and he's munching on grass. In another picture, I see a cow standing up on 2 feet with an apron on and cooking a pot over the stove. Now, which of these 2 pictures looks like something silly that real cows could not do in real life? I'd like you to color the one that looks silly, something that cows cannot do in real life. You should start coloring the one with the cow standing on 2 feet with an apron on, cooking a pot over the stove. You would not see a cow doing this in real life. That is something silly and fantasy. Let's look at number 2. I see some pictures of ducks. Again, we're going to try to see if we can find the one that is something silly that would not happen in real life. Would you see ducks swimming in a pond? Or would you see ducks dressed in dresses having some tea, sitting in chairs? Color the picture that shows something silly. You're going to do the same for numbers 3 and 4, looking at each pictures of the animals and coloring the one that shows something silly that could not happen in real life. When you're all done, make sure that you wrote your name and number at the top of your page and that you've used details to color.